Hey, what's up YouTube? Welcome to Pretty Brown Vegan, the place for plant-based comfort foods. In today's video, I will be showing y'all how I made this super fire vegan jerk pasta. I did make this pasta using jackfruit. It's got a kick to it, it's spicy, delicious, and it was too bomb. So if you guys are interested in seeing how I made this, make sure you go ahead and stay tuned. And before I do get into this recipe, please check the link in my description box. I have been selected to compete in Carla Hall's favorite chef of 2024. I made it to the second round and I would appreciate your support. So to go ahead and get started, I am using a can of jackfruit here. I do drain it and squeeze the excess juice out of it and remove the seeds. And then I go ahead and saute this up over a medium-high heat until it is warmed through. And then once it is warmed through completely, I do go ahead and season this up. I will show all the seasonings that I use here. Just go ahead and season to you feel it's to your liking. I just season until it feels right. I don't measure any of my seasons out. I just season to taste. So I go ahead and get all of this added in and continue sauteing that up until it's well cooked through. And then I will be removing this from the heat and adding the veggies into the skillet for our next step. So just go ahead and watch me season this up. You guys can see how much seasoning I use. Again, it's all personal preference. And then before I do remove that from the heat, I'm using this Walkerswood hot and spicy jerk seasoning. Now this Walkerswood jerk seasoning is like everything to me. The mild one is really good too. I used that in my jerk burger video, which was 10 out of 10. Like that was so bomb. And I'll link that up either in the cards or in the description box below. But just go ahead and get that in there and get it thoroughly mixed in, and then we remove that from the heat and we're going to go ahead and melt in half a stick of butter. And then I come in here with some garlic. Again, I'm just eyeballing this here, and then I chopped up a bell pepper here, one green and one red, and then I also chopped up about a fourth of a white onion. And just go ahead and saute this up. And then we do go ahead and hit this with a little bit of sea salt and black pepper, and I just continue sauteing that up until they get soft. And then I remove those from the heat. I do leave the garlic in there simmering up in that butter. So we just go ahead and get that out of there. And we're going to get to working on our sauce for the pasta. Okay, so for the base of our sauce, we are going to be sauteing up some mushrooms. I love me some good sauteed mushrooms when I'm making like a creamy sauce. So we're just going to go ahead and saute those up until they are nice and soft. And then I'm going to go ahead and hit this with some unsweetened coconut milk. You can use light coconut milk or the full fat. I feel like the full fat one just makes the sauce a little bit thicker. But if you like the light option, just add a little more cheese and it'll still thicken up for you nicely. So just go ahead and heat that up and make sure that the steam is coming up off of that milk before we add in any additional ingredients. And then I do add in a little bit more of that jerk seasoning right into the base of this sauce, just to give it that underlying spice as well in the cream sauce. So just go ahead and mix that in until it's nice and incorporated in that milk. And then we're going to come in here with some vegan cheese. I'm using the diet cheese here, and I use maybe half a bag to one full bag. It just really depends on how cheesy you want it to be. Again, I just eyeball everything and cook it until it feels right. I just want it to be a nice, thick, creamy sauce. And just taste and adjust. I also add in a little bit of sea salt here as well, just to season that cream. And then I add back in these veggies that we sauteed up. And then to that, I'm going to go ahead and add in some cooked pasta. I just cooked some penne according to package instructions. And then I just go ahead and stir that right on in here. And then once we get that well combined, again, I continue to season, taste, and adjust to my personal preference. And then I add in a little bit more cheese. I feel like it just needed to be a little bit more cheesy. That's, just my preference. Again, just the cheesier the better. Cheese makes everything good. And then we just go ahead and get that cheese melted down, make sure everything is well combined. And then we're going to come back in here with that jackfruit. And that's all she wrote, baby. This is super easy, but super bomb, like 10 out of 10. Like, I love spice. If you love a little spice, it does have a kick to it with that hot and spicy jerk sauce, but you can use the mild sauce. They have a mild one by the same brand. That Walkerswood, I'm telling you, they know what they're doing, baby, with this jerk seasoning. So just go ahead and get that nice and incorporated. And then when I do go ahead and plate this up, I reserve some of that jackfruit to the side so that I can, give it a little presentation, give what it's supposed to give on top of that. And you can even add some more cheese on top here if you would like. Of course, I hit it with a little bit of color, just, to give it a little presentation. But that's it. Super fire, super easy, 10 out of 10. And again, thank you so much for watching. Please don't forget to click the link in my description box. I made it to the second round and I'm trying to make it to the finish. Thank you so much for watching. And don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already.